Hi there, vinyl community. Morten Åstad here. Welcome to my channel and welcome to me trying to do the summer vinyl tag. Yes, Dillon from Noble Records has set us a task, rather lengthy one at that, and I thought I would give it a go. This is also inspired by having watched a couple of you guys out there in the vinyl community doing it. Joachim and yeah, I'll probably leave a link in the description. So there are 20 things to go through on this list, so I will just have to get started. A little disclaimer. There were a couple of times when I was close to either just giving up entirely because I didn't want to show any CDs. It does say summer vinyl tag, so a couple of things I might have shown otherwise, but discarded because they were CDs. But I will be showing a couple of CDs, but they are well, you'll see why. So I'll be using this during this video because I can't remember all of this. The first task, show a record, album or song with summer in the title. And I'm a big fan of Weezer, so that was a fairly easy one to do for me. So here is Summer by Weezer, and cracking summer it was. The next task is latest heavy pull. I did struggle with that a little bit, but when I saw a couple of the other videos, I just understood what he meant. So the latest record that one of the latest records that you got, which was very high on your wish list, maybe a whale or a Holy Grail or something like that, and of course, because it is one of those records, that category, I've recently shown it, but here you go again. This is Manic Street Preachers. This is my truth, tell me yours. This was their anniversary edition, and one that I missed when it came out originally. Came across it on my local used record store's website mere weeks ago. They're on their Facebook page. They had a bunch of small pictures that said, "This is what we're putting out in the shop now after closing time, and this will be ready to buy tomorrow." And I saw this little blue color, and I thought, could it be? And it was. The next task was to do a whack-a-mole. Now, it's not particularly easy for me to do so. My vinyl records are on a big bookshelf, or one big and one smaller, in the middle of the room, very tight up to my records. It kind of starts here, and I don't really have a means or way of filming that. So I did use Discogs for this. And after shaking this thing a few times, and it insisting on showing CDs, it finally came around and showed a vinyl record. And that vinyl record is Ian McCulloch's Candleland, 1989, if I remember correctly. This was his first solo album, and spelled his end, or had already spelled his end with Echo and the Bunnymen for a few years, and it is a wonderful album. I really, really recommend this. Next up, we have show a cover with an animal on it. Oh, I can do even better than that. I can show a cover with two animals on it. So here's Blur and Park Life. Blur is a band which is very important to me, and I remember buying this CD. Just yeah, at a not so happy time of my life, but I will always remember this record fondly. It was not my first Blur record. My first Blur record was me buying a CD without really knowing much about them or anything at all, actually. I bought their second album also on CD, but I've since then managed to get all their records on vinyl, and that was their second album, Modern Life is Rubbish, because of that album cover. Number 5, album with a great story. This is also where I nearly gave up. I have told a couple of interesting stories about records before in previous videos, and I didn't want to rehash them. And with my much older siblings and moving in Denmark and not Denmark and all kinds of things, it's I just couldn't come up with anything in particular. But I just thought I'd show you this. This is Gorillaz, The Fall. I remember when I got this, I had been frustrated a little while about not having this on vinyl, because I had all their other studio albums, and I don't remember exactly what, but I just remember I had tried to find out or not, or seeing it online on Discogs or whatever back then, when Discogs was fairly new to me, and nothing came of it. And then I was just happened to be in Stockholm for Record Store Day, and I went to one of the coolest record stores I know, which is called Pet Sounds on Söder in Stockholm, and this was there, just right there. I didn't even know. I was there in the store, and I grabbed it, and I'm very happy to have this, because I have a really good Gorillaz both CD and vinyl collection. Album you might be surprised to find in my collection. Now, I recently did this for another tag or competition. I don't remember. I'll get to know you. But I do have some other records people might be surprised. And sometimes when I share that I've been listening to this online, people and a couple of friends have been, you listened to that? Because they clicked on it and heard it. I don't like rap music, except Beastie Boys and maybe a couple of other things. I don't like reggae much. I love two-tone and ska, but regular reggae it's not really for me. And I definitely wouldn't abide to a long strand of beatboxing. So, but many years ago, I went to a concert because I'm intrigued by Jewish culture and Jewish artists, and that stems all the way back from my childhood, me and my dad watching all these fantastic American actors of Jewish descent. And I told this many times before, so I don't think I'll go too much into that. Like Woody Allen and Danny Kaye and stuff like that. So I came across this Jewish artist who was an Orthodox Jew, but heavily into this kind of music and other styles of music. And he was playing a concert at the now defunct place here in Oslo. And I got a couple of CDs, and then for many years it just sort of slipped out of my mind. But lately I've been getting back into listening to him, and he's changed quite a bit, although maybe not. He's changed musically as well, but he might not have changed. But he's changed probably his outlook and many other things. Anyway, it's the American artist Mattis Yahu, and whenever people hear. Few of my friends have you really listen to that? Is their reaction. So this is I have two of his relatively late albums. A couple of them are very difficult to get, so maybe they should be popping up later in this. But anyway, here's Mattis Yahu. Number 7, Cheap Heat. Now this was a bit of a head scratcher, and I had to listen to Dillon talk about it, and then I listened to a couple of the other guys, and a cheap record, which sounds good or is very good, that you can pick up very cheap. I think maybe, I don't know. I see these records, especially the first two, in many a record store over the years. And this is one that I bought many years ago. I don't even think I had a record player at the point, but I really love the cover and I love the artist. And this is from Michael Nesmith and the First National Band. Now normally you wouldn't get Morton listening to country type music that much, but from this time period, what he did for the Monkees, and also bands like the Byrds and so on. I really do love that also Rolling Stones doing their bit for that. So this is with the First National Band, the first of those 3 records, and they all have sort of the same stylistic look to the covers, and they sound great. Nice heavy old vinyl, and a record I'm very fond of. Number 8, show 45 7-inch or another kind of format musically speaking. And Dillon showed a single from a band called Ash, and I was like, how is this possible? Isn't this Ash? This is the band from Northern Ireland, and big success back there in the 90s, and still going strong, very good. Still a trio. They had for was the second, third, and fourth albums a female member, fourth member guitarist, Charlotte Hatherley. And this is from 94 to 04, a collection. Just quickly show you these nice covers. Have I told you lately that I hate living here? So this was in the film A Life Less Ordinary, that I like a lot, by the way. That might be something for a later video. Next one, number 9, favorite music documentary or biopic. Well, I have a few, and it was a little bit tricky because one that I've seen a lot lately, but I can't really claim to like it because it's sad, but it's very well made, and that's Mystify, about Michael Hutchence from Inxs. And anyone who's seen my channel knows I love Inxs. But again, it's kind of a, yeah, it is a bummer. So my favorite would be Pearl Jam 20. Let's try this again. Number 10, show a box set. Now I have quite a few box sets, and this was very difficult because most of them are very dear to me. But 10 years ago, this year, in 2014, I got a record player for the first time in many years. And I think this was the first box set that I bought after I got that record player. And it's Cream. And yeah, it's Cream. It's Fresh Cream, Disraeli, Gears, Wheels of Fire, Goodbye, Live Cream, and Live Cream Volume 2. So there you have that. Number 11, your most trashed record. We don't want to show that, do we? Well, I do have one. I have a few, but this is one that actually is quite dear to me. This is Rainbow on Stage. It is in a fairly substantially bad state. Not even. I think one of them has an inner sleeve. Yeah, on the other one. I don't want to show them. I got this when I was very little from my. I think it was from my now departed sister, which is, you know, one of the reasons why it means a lot to me. And it's got one of those price stickers, price code stickers they had in all record stores in Norway back in those days. So yeah, very fond of it. Rainbow. Number 12, show a local record. So this is a task that you'd think, oh, he'll excel at this, and this will be very interesting because he's a Norwegian, Danish, Swedish person, and now we'll see something Scandinavian. Yeah, I'll show something Scandinavian too, but you know, I buy very little in the form of Norwegian and Danish music, more Swedish. Which I don't really talk about that much. I'm part Swedish, but you know, I'm torn between these three nationalities that my family, in their wisdom, decided to pour together and mix and make me out of. But in January this year, a very well-known Norwegian, let's call him a troubadour, passed away. I made a video about it, and his name was Lillebjørn Nilsen. Lillebjørn meaning little bear, which is actually a fairly normal name here in Norway. Bjørn, bear, is the more normal one, but some people are called Lillebjørn. And this is him. And this is Text og Musikk, Lillebjørn Nilsen. And I do have a few more vinyl records, but they're all in Denmark from, you know, my childhood and when my dad was still alive. This one was given to me by a very dear friend of mine, whose grandmother, I think, had recently passed away. And she's also, you know, yeah, anyway, she's dear to me. And that's why this record stayed up here in Oslo. She gave it to me about 5 or 6 years ago, I think. But lovely artist, and also the record means a lot to me. So this is a very local record. It was recorded. He was an Oslo kid, just like I am in parts. He also played quite often in my other home in Skagen at the Skagen Festival, which has, I think, celebrated 50 years this year. So yeah, Lillebjørn Nilsen, local record. So this was a difficult one. Number 13, an album from a faraway land. Now, I would have loved to show you guys some music from South Africa, where my dear friend Donovan comes from. But I don't have any vinyl from there, and I haven't been. When was the last time I was there? 2012. I've been there 3 times. Yeah, 3 times. And back then, I didn't. That was 2 years before I started buying vinyl again. And here's the CD. Sorry, that he made for me, burnt for me. This is Springbok Nude Girls. I do have some of their proper CDs, but I thought this was kind of, him writing all the names of the songs and everything. Another South African band that I really like, and I'm hoping to get some vinyl from at some stage, is Fokof Polisikar. I think you'll know what that means. It's a sort of a punk rock, leaning a little bit maybe towards heavy metal or alternative metal, from South Africa. They're from, well, it's originally a suburb or independent town, but it's now been incorporated into Cape Town. So yeah, but that doesn't really cut it, as it's CDs and not vinyl. I've shown these very recently, but here you go. This is Split Ends. See You Around. Their final album. I recently got this through a seller on eBay, actually, and I think this one was eBay. This was their final album. Like I said, I think it only came out on vinyl and this was in 1983. But unlike their previous albums, I just got the feeling it only was pressed in Australia, and also in Germany. That one was silver colored, by the way, and even in New Zealand, I think they had to contend with these Australian pressings. And the next one, I'll show you one more, to show that I do keep up with what the kids in Australia are listening to these days. But this is King Stingray. This I also ordered directly from their website in Australia, so this also came all the way from Oz. And this is an Australian band with mostly Aboriginal members, and both the European guy and the lead guy, Aboriginal guy, are either sons or nephews of members of that famous Australian band Yothu Yindi. So this one I really liked, and yeah, I'd recommend it, but it might not be for everyone. Number 14, show a soundtrack. I don't have a lot of soundtracks on vinyl. I do have quite a few of them on CD, but there you are. So here is singles from the movie of the same name, and this is of course is a who's who of the Seattle grunge, so-called grunge scene of the time. And yeah, I love the movie. Have that on both DVD and Blu-ray, and I love this soundtrack. This came with an extra CD of the songs from the deluxe CD edition, all the tracks that weren't on the original soundtrack but were in the movie. Number 15, your highest recommendation. Oh my god, no. I couldn't do this. So I sort of made a compromise. I thought, well, try to get something more Scandinavian into this, and I usually pick something Norwegian or Danish if I can, but I thought, well, let's try something from Sweden. Sorry about that. Someone with bad taste in music drove past. So I picked Dungen, and Dungen is well, you guys out there should know Dungen. They're a great band. This is my second favorite Dungen album. The other one I only have on CD, so there you go again with the CDs. But yeah, Tadelung. Slapp av. Verkligen. Yeah, so take it easy. Take it slow. very, very, very a wonderful band. I really like them. I mean, I probably listen to Håkan Hellström more, but he sings in Swedish, so I thought, yeah, let's make this accessible to at least some of you out there. Number 16 is highest on your wish list. Whoa, that was tough. I mean, my wish list is as long as a bad year, but it's mostly things that I have on CD that I would like to get on vinyl, and some of it to complete my collection. And there's a lot of things that I chose not to mention. For example, a Pearl Jam live thing that costs I think it starts at $1,200. I know. What's his name? Sorry, from Too Many Records got it, and he had to sell some really heavy hitters to get it. But yeah, let's. But I picked three things, and I think I spent a day looking for one of them. That is not the most expensive. That's the most expensive. Yeah. But let's begin with this one. This is Weezer, Raditude. An album that a lot of people have various, opinions about. I need this to complete my Weezer collection. I also need Death to Fake Metal, or whatever it's called, which isn't strictly a proper Weezer album apparently, but anyway, this costs quite a lot of money out there, and why, I don't know, he hates it or some rights issues, I don't know, but I wish they'd re-release this. And I think those start around 100. I don't remember. Sorry. Next up is this band here, The Whitest Boy Alive. I was going to show this for one of the later questions, but came up with an alternative. Whitest Boy Alive is a Norwegian-German band consisting mainly of Øystein Øye from Kings of Convenience. This is their second album, and I got this for equivalent of roughly $15 from a seller here in Oslo. It was, I mean, it's not very rare, but it's a bit rarer than that. But the one that I really, really would like is their debut album, out of two, so their first album. It's this one. It's Dreams. There you go. And it was released twice in very few copies. This was just before vinyl started to take off, if I remember correctly, and only in Germany. And the cheapest one I've currently can see on Discogs costs €350. So yeah, quite a bit. And the last record I really want, and I don't think I'll ever get, because I don't think this will be pressed again, because I don't think that their record label is interested in pressing a B-sides compilation by a band that I don't think is on their label anymore. This is Lipstick Traces, A Secret History of Manic Street Preachers. And if you want this on vinyl now, the cheapest one on Discogs costs €550. So 35 B-sides, rarities, unreleased tracks, and cover versions. And one of them is the theme song from MASH, the TV series. Or movie? Both? Anyway. Dillon wants us to do a channel shout out, and my shout out goes to Mike. We knew him as Berwickshire Mike, but he's recently changed the name of his channel, which makes me, at least in the beginning, I thought for a second he'd stop making videos. So I thought this first of all, I love his channel. He shows books and music and my kind of music, and I just really enjoy his videos so much. But since he's changed the name, I thought maybe that would be a good thing. My little channel might help if he needs it. So his current channel name is Midnight26. Number 18, A Silver Lining in the Vinyl Community. I came up with one or two thoughts there, but it was mostly covered by someone else already. My silver lining is doing this and all the people who I have been able to communicate with and befriend, and some of us are on Facebook now and we're chatting, and I really enjoy that. So that's that, and finding new even more records to spend money on has been very nice. So that's the silver lining for me. Number 19, A Steal or a Deal. The Whitest Boy live thing that I showed sort of qualified, but then I remember that many years ago when I think it was last year of high school, I was at the Christmas market for my school, and there was a lot of tombola things, winning prizes and buy lottery tickets and so on, and my number was called and I won something. And I don't remember if I could choose among like a table of things or what, or if this was just what I was given. But it was really great for me because I happen to love. I was already more so into solo Beatles than Beatles itself, because I was a Rolling Stones fan. Anyway, I was given this. George Harrison, The Concert for Bangladesh. Or strictly speaking, various artists, The Concert for Bangladesh. And, even though I unfortunately, try to glue the corners together with some Scotch tape and that, it's in really good nick. It's got the book and all that stuff. So, it's very near and dear to me. And, I suppose you might call that a steal. It was a prize anyway. Number 20 and final is show a promo. Promos are sort of confusing to me. And first I thought, well, I'll show this, which I won last year, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was last year. So... But then, of course, I read this. This is a test pressing, and it's only for promotion. So I don't know. It's a Norwegian artist, and Christ's sake, I can't remember the name. It's Maria Mena. Yeah, I think so. So yeah, there's like 3 or 4 of these. So this is kind of cool to have. And then oh no, hang on, I do have a promo I can show. It's Bette Midler, the Divine Miss M. But again, this is also a test pressing, apparently. And it looks like this. So I guess I don't... do I have any real promos? I think this is the closest I come to that. This is Inxs, the swing. It's got one of these that the people on the radio station could, you know, pick what songs they thought to play. It's a very nice copy anyway. And special limited edition album cover. But as you can see, it has this on it. I think this is... And I got this at a record fair here in Oslo, just a couple of streets away from here. So is that also a local record? Anyway, that was my entry. No, this was me doing Dillon's bidding. And yeah, tried to do this as quickly as I could. And thanks for watching. I have a competition of my own. Might want to check that out. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please click like and subscribe. Hope to see you soon in another video.